breathless dove, were all world's end. If thou art worthy, God shall greet thee for a friend. I am unworthy, in a house of pain.
You are great, but it's just weird.
Forgotten quite, and the pure soul flame fall. John Kitover. Well, Mr. Kitover, this motherfucker, he got $200. $200. And it's not even a checking account. He gave something to checking account.
Hello, my name is Maya Michelle. I live in Chicago, Illinois, and I have one property here in Logan Square.
Hi, Maya. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Hi, Ronaldo. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here. Kind of want to just get started. So I wanted to bring us together so we can have like a strengthened group, especially in this state. We started off as just like a Chicago host community like group, and then we connected with the whole statewide. So we are total of Illinois, including Chicago. So that's great. I've been hosting for a few years, and I'm a super host here. I'm kind of new to the community leader world, so bear with me. This is my first virtual, it's my first meetup, so I'm really excited to be here. I want to connect with you guys. We're keeping it super casual. If you have questions, you can add it to the chat, or you can jump in if you have something to add. And I really appreciate you guys for being here. Okay, cool. Does anybody have a local spot you recommend to your guests? You can either go off mute and say it, or you can put it in the chat. I personally love local recommendations, so this is kind of like selfish. I would want to know.
What I usually do is I just kind of have it in as my guide, like places to go. And then I also have like a little area in the kitchen that I have like brochures and restaurant menus there as well. And coupons. We get like money mailers in the mail. I put coupons out for clients or for guests as well.
I love that. I actually haven't thought about the coupon idea. I'm still new, so I'm like, I say I'm still new, but because I feel like every day I'm learning. But that's a really good idea to have coupons. Just lay them out or put them somewhere. I like that one. Anybody else?
Question. This is for the Airbnb, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
Hi.
hi, I'm Saria. I used to run. I have property, so I ran my own Airbnb for a while, but I haven't did it in the last few years. years, I'm getting ready to start back up. That's why this is so important to me. So I know a lot of new things because I don't know what's going on, what you can do, what you can't do. And I'm in Illinois, but I'm in Blue Island, a suburb.
Blue Island. Okay, yeah, I know where that is. Okay. Well, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy you guys are here. I love this. I just want us to kind of connect with each other and keep our group like going, support each other. You never know how somebody can help someone else. Um, there's like so much power in numbers. I learn so much from people every day. My full time job, I'm an ER nurse, so I'm literally just with a whole bunch of people every day, and I swear there's power in numbers. So I love this. I love community building, and I love just being here and being with other people. I'm going to do my best to strengthen our group and build each other, so that way we can have like fun and we can grow and we can connect with each other. Okay, cool. So on the agenda today, I just want to explore some values and like our mission that drives each other as a host community. I really want us to connect. I feel like there's other states and cities that are just hanging out all the time. And I'm like, wait, what about Chicago? What about Illinois? Like, let's see what's out there. Let's get together. So I want us to. This is like our first for me at least, and I wanted it to propel us to move forward with more meetups, more virtuals. We could do this like a regular routine thing. We can meet up in person. I have so many ideas. I can't wait. But yeah, and then we're gonna learn just a little bit about optimizing our listing, and then in the end, I want to talk a little bit about public policy. Um, so, in for practical hosting exchanges, how do you guys prefer to speak with your guests? Do you have automated messages, or do you make it super personal? I know it's different when you have multiple listings versus like one or two. So what do you guys really do for efficiency, I guess? Anybody?
Yeah, for me, we always send automatic messages, the check-in time and our recommendation, and always we check on them if they need anything. But also, if they have any question, we answer them right away by messages. We barely see them in person because we live in different, like sometimes different city, but we try as much as we can we connect to them.
Good, yeah. And do you guys have like your messages for pre-booking? Like if somebody's asking questions, you have like your frequently asked questions and answers to that. And then the same thing for after they book, before they arrive, during their stay, and then their checkout. I know people don't want to get bombarded, so I try to keep it like short and sweet. I answer their question before their booking. If they have any, hey, how close are you to the metro or something like that. And then after they book, I keep it again short and sweet. Thank you so much for booking. I'm going to send you some more info closer to your check-in date. And then before they arrive, I make sure that they have everything they need. I make sure like I am not assuming they know anything about the area, the place, the cross streets, the neighborhood. And then during their stay, I usually just check in after they are already like kind of settled in. And then after they check out, I usually just make sure they had like a 5-star stay. Do you guys do something like that, or is there more like a different strategy you go about it?
I keep mine, this is Kathleen, I keep mine super simple because I have 2 other careers, and I always want to still stay a 5-star host. So the first thing I do is I say, you know, it's up to you, and this is also in like my welcome thing that's automatically like sent to them that they can see. If you want to meet with me, I'm happy to meet, but if you don't, that's fine. And then I always let them know that if there's anything that you need during your stay, please reach out to me. instead of me checking in every day, or like I can't do that, like, and I don't want to do that, but I'm leaving it up to them. Like, if you need something, hopefully you don't, but if you do, please, reach out to me, and I'm happy to provide whatever it is. So I just try to keep things simple.
Yeah, simple is good. I agree with that. People, they like to know where to find things. They want it short and sweet. They're already stressed out from checking in and moving to a new place or traveling or anything like that. So simple is good. Um, I like to have a response library too. Like I have a little folder with like frequently asked questions where people are like, "What is this neighbor?" So I host in Portage Park. Sorry if I didn't mention that. And people they ask sometimes like, what are good places to go? Do you recommend taking the public transportation there? How do I get there? So I like to have it that way. It's efficient. We respect our time. We want to make sure we're efficient with our time. So once they have these questions, we already have answers for them. And that can change every day when people ask questions like, I feel like that can always change, and that's good because we're always learning. Um, and I like to have the scheduled messages too, but I like to add like their first name when I'm sending it out, so to keep it a little bit more personal. So I think this is really important when it comes to safety tips, especially just in the world we live in. Do you guys do anything specific? Have you done something recently where you've like optimized your safety when it comes, because half of these listings are your homes. So what do you guys do to help yourselves make sure you keep it a safe environment?
Sorry, go ahead.
I think talking to different guests, different friends, acquaintances that have stayed at Airbnb and listening to what their experiences have been gives me a big understanding of some safety things that we need to look at. And, it can be as simple as, hey, put those cleaning supplies behind a child-safe cabinet.
For sure.
Or just how to control, so you don't burn yourself or whatever with the water or hot water or something. I mean, just could it, I think I like to tailor it to the audience, or to my host, who is coming in, what is their reason for coming in? Are they going to have the grandkids coming over to visit? I live in Chicago, so it's nice in the summer, and I get a lot of Southern people coming to visit. Safety is a big, huge thing, I think, and I love the fact that you brought that up.
Yeah, no, I thank you so much for that, Trish.
Safety.
I agree. I think so. I see crime literally every day, so I think that's why it's really important for me. People they could do everything right, but some things still happen. So I have my smart locks, I have my cameras, I make on the outside of the property. I make sure I disclose that. I disclose it multiple times. It's in my listing. It's in my check-in instructions. That just everything is transparent. If you're using the smart locks, you're changing the locks in between every guest, like the codes, and you want to make sure you're up to date with the safety equipment, which I think sometimes is gets forgotten sometimes. So whether that's fire extinguishers or like what Trish was saying, other products, and then you want to make sure the guests know where this equipment is, and including like any fire exits or what they can do to help themselves out in case of an emergency.
I also, if you have a dog, if you're welcoming pets, I ask to make sure that they're up for the vaccine record.
I'm actually gonna write that down. That's really good.
Dog's gotta be vaccinated to check into an
Not
Airbnb.
vaccine, although that's a great idea.
Is your dog vaccinated? You can't stay here.
With one guest that apparently didn't realize you have to have a potty trained pet, and it was really a horrible experience. So I put they must be potty trained. But I did have one extra thing I wanted to say about the whole safety thing, and it's kind of a little bit out of that realm, but it's still in the realm. because mine's a single family home, and all the neighbors around know me. I live 12 minutes away by car, so I don't live like next door to it or anything, but all the neighbors around know that it's Airbnb, they know me, they
Right,
have
so
my
it's standard
personal
Airbnb and listening
information.
to what,
If they see anything, and
yeah,
I'm talking like,
yeah,
there's
they
some kind of
understand.
a party, I'm talking about that type of safety.
Yeah.
Like if there's a party or the house is on fire and I have guests there, and anything like that. So I make sure that my neighbors that are around that property know me, they like me, and we have each other's phone numbers.
That's good. Yeah, being proactive with your neighborhood is super important. It's the same people that see your listing every single day. And I would want somebody to message me or call me in case they see something. It just goes back to if you see something, say something. And if you are part of like your community and people know you, they know your face, they know your name, they know what you do, they have a sense of, comfort, and they know that you are approachable and you can at least have a discussion with them. So I like that. I kind of want to do more when it comes to my neighborhood, and that's something I'm working on. But that's really important. I'm glad you mentioned that. Also, I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so when it comes to pets, I never allowed the pets because one time a guy brought his pet and his girlfriend's pet. They were some huge dogs, and they trashed the place. So they scratching at the window. I had to have the window sill replaced. I mean, the furniture had to be cleaned. Even though I did report them to Airbnb, and they did give me extra money to have things clean. I mean, if a person say no pets, it should be no pets.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
That sounds horrible. That sounds horrible.
yeah, I mean, the dog was huge, and then her dog, I was like, what? So that was a disaster. I never allowed smoking because smoking can get in your walls. I'm not a smoker. I don't want smoking on my premises. I actually live on my premises, but I always played it off like, that's my office. I may be around and I may not be around. So
Yeah.
I never let them know, that I live.
Never let them know.
And with the camera situation. Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And with the camera situation, you are allowed to have cameras on the outside of your building, correct?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And they must be disclosed, but yes.
Okay, that's all I want to know. Because I had before, I just didn't know this time. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
There are so many things that I see because I'm also an ambassador, and I remember a property, and this is out there, and it was like on stilts, and it's right next to the river in the south, and there's alligators and snakes, and they're telling you that. I thought that was just, well, as long as you're letting the guest expectations be real, let them know there's alligators and snakes, and let them know, so small kids, whatever, and repeat it a couple times. I have an older home. I have 2 staircases. I live in a 2-flat. So the steps that the guests use aren't in code in today's standards. So I let them know this, that they will be, curving around and skinnier. Those are kinds of things that are safety related, right?
Oh, for sure. Anything that can prevent any kind of incident, something that is always preventable, 100%. Like, I always tell my colleagues at work, let's make common sense common again. What can we do to help each other out? Because sometimes
I remember staying in an Airbnb, and I didn't even know this, and that's why, again, I go back to the more I stay in an Airbnb and I see what other people do, it sheds light, and meetings such as this. But I remember staying in an older home, and she had motion sensitive little lights put on, like the little plastic ones that you put on the steps. Like, think everybody's old, and it was brilliant. So I got some of those little plastic motion, so they click on when they walk up the steps in the evening.
Wait, Trish, for outside or inside?
Inside.
Okay, yeah, inside I have motion stuff too, but for outside I just have the regular switch that you manually turn on, but I'm always thinking like maybe I should just do like an automatic thing. Also, it's like better when you have light on. I'm in a very lit area anyway, but what keeps the area safe is people walking around and also like motion with lights and things like that.
Oh, I use the plug. I use the Alexa plug. I have a fence dividing properties. I have a string of lights on that. So it goes off about 10:15 at night. My neighbors might not like it, but I really don't care. It's like a string of Christmas lights, and
Yeah.
Alexa will have it on, so they can arrive anytime and find and see. And anyway, I don't want to do all the talking.
Also,
No, I
they
love
do
this.
have, Amazon sells those solar lights that you could put on the steps, that they'll just go
The
on.
solar ones,
Yeah, and you never have to worry about batteries, as long, you just said you have a sunny area, so that's what I like to have right there at the steps on the outside, just makes it easy, again, low maintenance, my love of low maintenance.
Yeah, no,
I
okay,
will
that's a
mention
great
one more
idea.
thing around guest safety. We have a bunch of apartments in like luxury apartment communities. So for us, like the concern is mainly about like keeping the community safe and not disturbing neighbors and all of that. So we do all of our work up front in terms of guest screening, which is why we actually don't allow instant booking for the most part. We want to see, we look for all sorts of red flags around like weekend bookings, number of people, how many people, are they being pets or not? Is it a holiday weekend? We also obviously look at the reviews, whatnot. And the other thing is like we also monitor their responses very closely. So like the people that are specifically avoiding your questions around like purpose of stay or mentioning specific events or asking about like, hey, can I bring extra people or stuff like that. So we're very diligent about that upfront work, and we've actually rejected several bookings because of that. Because in the past, what has happened is, if we've just had instant book on or someone's come in and then, they end up smoking inside or they end up, like being loud at night and stuff. So I think doing the work up front there and then also like in our automated messages prior to booking, we also have it, reminder, hey, check the house rules, but specifically here are their house rules as well. Make sure you confirm and agree to this. And if they don't agree to that or if they're being avoidant, then we ask them again and again until we get that response. And we've seen that upfront work to be kind of more successful than waiting till later and trying to resolve issues.
100%. Yeah, being proactive and like anticipating what would be a response or making sure like everything is answered. And I'm a fan of that. I need to make sure that we're all on the same page. I really appreciate doing the proactive work to make sure that it's like smooth sailing. Like I have people in my place right now and there's been, like not even a question and they've been there like over a month and that's great. It's because you have everything already done. You have everything in play. Do the hard work in the beginning.
I'm gonna label this video Airbnb host horror stories.
Of course you can.
Because I'm about to post a horror story guest video about what it's like as an Airbnb host when you let somebody bring a dog into your property. They stay with you for a couple months and they never clean the place once. They check out, there's trash everywhere, flies everywhere, the place is a dump now, totally trash. So I'm gonna create a video and send it to Airbnb and say, hey, please, I'm gonna need some additional compensation for this host. Look at the before and after photos, please. And you tell me, is this fair as a host to have to deal with this type of abuse from guests and tenants who come to your house and trash your completely clean place?
And just like connecting with each other. I will 100% do that. I love that. That's like my bread and butter. I love community, and I feel like that's really what helps our society is just being together. Okay, cool.
I'm so glad you organized everything. So thank you for that. Same here. Looking forward to kind of meeting some of the people in the community. We have about approaching 50 listings, so like we're always looking to kind of connect with people in the area and best practices and all that. So thanks again for
amazing. Yeah, no, you're welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, for turnover. So I live in my place. I do move around a lot for work. So it is my primary housing, but I I rent it out, through Airbnb, but in between stays, I'm actually living there. If you're not living there, I would highly recommend at least staying in your listing occasionally to see what's something you might not see if you're not living there, right? Like taking a shower there, like sleeping in the beds. Oh, actually, I slept last night and this bed sucks. Like I need something more comfortable, And then having like knowing that okay, the quality of these sheets are like not up to par, something that would be more efficient if it's like things that you would know, you would only know by staying there. So I highly recommend staying in your listing at least occasionally to see that. And then for turnover, what do you guys do to help yourselves? Because this is like also your business, right? You want to be efficient, you want to be fast, you want to be good, and then you want to not cut corners, but you want to do it in a way where it's not taking too much of your time, because your time is also valuable and your time is also money. So what are things that you guys do to help yourselves out when it comes to cutting down that time for turnover? If anyone has any tips at all. I like to buy in bulk. I buy everything in bulk. I mean, I go to Costco, I get everything. Do you guys keep stuff in like a linen closet that's locked up? Do you keep it in a separate area? Does your cleaning team like have that and know that and you just pay extra? Is that what you
I
do?
can share a couple of things as well if no one else has anything. But for us, we usually have a lot, storage closets, supply closet at each property, and for apartment buildings specifically, that is in the building where like all the units, supply closets basically one. So we keep a bunch of backup supplies in there. That's one thing we do. The other thing we do is like for some teams, cleaning teams, we keep a bunch of backup linens and towels so that way they don't have to do laundry on site. They can do laundry off site at their facility, or they also have other clients so they can kind of group together several linens, kind of be more efficient with time there. The other thing I think that's helpful for us is having a specific customized checklist for each property. So that way we specifically put like, hey, here's what you have to do for this one, here's what you have to do for this one, and we utilize Breezeway for if you guys have heard of Breezeway. But it's a way for us to kind of create checklists and require photos and know when cleanings are happening, and see everything on the calendar. It integrates with most of where Airbnb, and so all the reservation and kind of check and check outs go there as well. So that really, I think those things help speed up the process for us. And then kind of with regards to restocking as well, we'll utilize things like Instacart, Amazon delivery, Walmart delivery for same day type of things, or sometimes next day type of things. And we'll either have like a property manager or someone kind of nearby in the area that can bring those things in, or we try to actually better yet time it with the next cleaning, so that way when the cleaners will be there next, the supplies get delivered right then, so that way kind of it cuts down on extra trips or extra time.
I love that. Yeah. And you have like multiple listings, so I'm sure like there's things that are needed like every day. But that's
how I would get that. Just so you know, again, I only have one property. It's a single family home, which I would love to have more properties. I feel like I do a lot, actually, even though I have a cleaning person. But I'm the one that does the laundry and stuff. It's kind of difficult out in the suburbs, I feel, to find a cleaner that does like short-term rentals. So anyway, but I have a locked area. So like to go into the garage area, there's a special, guests can't get into the garage or the basement. And I have it all organized by bins and labeled so that, and then I tell, if anybody came in there, the maid, that is, like she knows like how many towels should be put out. And I'm the one that goes in at first though to check to see, am I gonna leave these guests a 5-star rating?
Yeah.
And I'm the one that usually strips the beds and takes all the linens home, and then I wash them myself, because again, it's difficult to find help, and so my cleaning lady just cleans. But I do have stuff labeled, and that Costco is like awesome, so is Amazon.
Yeah, it's something I've told like my cleaning team is like photographing my listing before and after, and I think like the expectations are
This is a host
Okay,
struggle
well, so
session.
like this is what I need done, and I think there's a good understanding, because you do want to cut down on that time sometimes because it really does eat into your costs because your time is money, and if you do want to expand, that is something that you're going to want to like be more concise with. But it's like a fine balance, right? Because you don't want to cut the corners, but you want to be like efficient. I think that just comes with time. Every time somebody leaves, there's like a new thing I learn. I'm like, oh, okay, they, you know, didn't use this, for example. So maybe next time I'll pivot and change it to this when it comes to like supplies. Okay.
Yeah, I always have a problem with my cleaning team. They always missing things. Like I have to go check after them. Sometimes they forget to clean the coffee machine. Sometimes they forget to close the windows.
No.
This is maybe fourth, fifth time to change my cleaning team. I really have a
It
problem
really-
with
Okay,
that.
this is
I'm trying to do the
Airbnb host
checklist,
training.
or I'm trying to find a program so I can.
This is Airbnb host training. We're talking about screening tenants prior to check-in and possibly rejecting tenants, especially checking in with pets and potty trained pets, how to deal with special accommodations, as well as cleaning teams. So listen in, this is an Airbnb training seminar for
Yeah, there's also like templates out there that are like divided into different areas. Like living room, this is what I need. Kitchen, this is what I need. And if it's easier for them, you can have like a little box. And they
Really,
can,
the big
check it. And I think
takeaway from this call is screening reservations and not
So
doing
maybe just
insta-booking,
finding, like,
but
which
finding out why
works for
people
you.
are traveling to the area, what their purposes are, because if you do live in your property, or what, regardless, you are bringing in potentially a squatter
Yeah,
or
for sure.
someone who will damage your property with their pet or their behavior. And actually getting compliance from that reservation individual to comply with your questions. If they're not even, we're trying to fish out red flags and confirm green flags, and we're trying to find the red flags in tenants who may not have your best interest at heart while booking a reservation with you through Airbnb.
1 to 10 properties end up being like $8 a month or something per property. And then if you have like, more than 20, 30, then I think it ends up being like $5 a month per property. But it's actually pretty useful because not only do they have like templates for like, regular cleans, deep cleans, inspections, etc. But they also have the ability for you to customize it and require photos as well. And so like every single clean, before the cleaner can hit complete, it's gonna show like, hey, you missed this item, and upload a photo or whatever. So that way, that kind of helps hold them accountable as opposed to like just waiting and seeing after what they do.
Yeah.
Name those apps again, please.
I wasn't gonna say.
Yeah, one is called Breezeway, so BREEZE Way,
Okay.
and the other one's called Easy Care, EZARE, and the third one you guys might have heard of already. It's called Turno, and that's where also a lot of people connect with cleaners as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was going on chat.
So these are cleaning apps with before and after photos and checklists.
In like 10 seconds.
It is awesome.
It is.
It's awesome.
So I would appreciate that. Appreciate you guys for being here.
This is a good call now at this point. Getting some good tidbits.
This is great. Like we're almost out of time, but I didn't know that this is awesome. I really love this. It's just showing us more of these just to keep talking. So
I'm trying to find a program.
the next thing I kind of wanted to touch on was just strategies for longer stays. There's like pros and cons, right, with your longer stays. I also just have one place that I rent out. For me, that's enough. I have way more on my plate when it comes to like what I do when I clock in. So that's enough for me. And it ends up being a longer stay, and it works out great. But when it comes to that, you want to make sure that you are pricing it how you should, right? So you look at your market search, you're offering your discounts, you change it from your weekly to your monthly. If people are booking more than a month, you want to make sure that you're kind of like not highlighting that, but you want to make sure that you're including that in the price, right? And if they're staying for a long time, you want to make sure that the utilities that they're going to use, anything else with the bills coming up, that's also like factored in. If people need parking or anything like that, and if the market is shifting, making sure you have like little starter kits. I like put a whole welcome basket because for longer stays it's easier to do that because it's such a small cost when it comes to what they're paying over time. So I will put like a little bit of the laundry detergent and this and that, like snacks and toiletries and Airbnb is pretty big on doing like a little local gift. So for me, I put like just a gift card from the local coffee shop down the block, and I swear I could put the highest quality of bedding, the best toiletries that I can find. Like everything is high quality, but the thing that people are always like raving about is my like $10 gift card for the coffee shop. They're like, oh my god, that was amazing, thank you so much, and they're like so hospitable and this and that. I'm like, wow, this is just I don't know if you can do that for if people are staying for just a day or so, but you could still like do something when it comes to that. But guess they really appreciate that. Um, does anybody else do like longer stays, or are you guys mostly doing the quick turnovers?
I do longer stays mostly.
You do longer stays, Fernando?
I have 3 properties. Two of those, sometimes I go with I call it midterm, right? Like I do mostly midterm, and if I have gaps in the middle, it's when I go to the short term. But in those two, it's mostly monthly or even longer stays, which minimizes turnover just as cost, right?
Yeah.
Having to have the people. I do offer to the people staying there, like the cleaning team, to go there in the middle of the stays and help them with cleaning, but I do charge for that. I don't do charge for me. I just pay to the whatever price I get charged from the cleaners.
Yeah.
And for that, the pricing piece is critical, like you said, and also the channel. There is other channels other than Airbnb, such as Furniture Finder and this type of sites, and even Zillow sometimes get me some opportunities on those longer stays.
Yeah, for sure. And you want to make sure that you're pricing according to the market because that's changing all the time.
Yeah, super critical seasonality there, right? Like now, winter is coming, so if I have to rent for December, January, February, I will have to go lower, even closer to a regular rent to make sure at least I'm covered with the cost. While as you approach to spring and summer, then you can go at least in the area and based what I would call crazy, is like twice the price I'm charging winter.
Yeah, you have to go according to the market for sure. Tourism is super different than professional. People, they're there for different reasons. They will, they're treating your place differently, whether if it's like a tourist being there like to pretty much party versus somebody who's there to kind of like sleep and wants like a safe place to rest their head. So you definitely want to make sure you're
Okay, this is Airbnb training for hosts. We're discussing security, safety. We're talking about pre-screening guests, pre-screening clients. We're talking about cleaning services, turnover, guest baskets. This is the Airbnb training class seminar for hosts. If you're looking to become a successful Airbnb host, if you want to earn more money this year by renting out a part of your property or your home or your apartment, this is the training for you.
Maybe if you need
Also discussing short-term versus long-term stays, city licensing.
So I'm working on the pricing, but I think I'm gonna charge out.
Oh, okay.
And lock all of the bedrooms, and you only have access to the common area of the house. So yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Interesting. Yeah, Chicago is a big game city, so I have never even thought about that. So I like that you brought that up. Thank you.
In the suburbs, every bar that is around have game nights. So I personally.
Game
would not do
nights
that.
for your
But
host,
also,
for your guests,
what
and
if
your
they say they're
Airbnb.
going for a game night and they only want it for
So,
an hour?
in an upcoming video on my main YouTube
Yeah, I would
account,
rather
I'm
have
gonna
it
show
on
you
side.
what a trash Airbnb unit looks like, and what a really bad guest can do to your apartment, to your property. How difficult it can be to clean after a pet, after a dog has pissed and shit all over your apartment and ruined your carpeting, ruined your flooring, left odors, stains. What are you gonna do as a guest when you get a 1 star? So I'm gonna have to contact Airbnb and say, listen, I'm gonna need your help and support on this to help pay for this deep clean here. This is absolutely absurd that this individual destroyed this unit over the course of 3 months staying here in Chicago. As an Airbnb host, it is my opinion, do not let people come into your property with dogs. That's it, because they're the laziest. They don't own that place, they don't care. And they're depressed and they'll just sit in that unit and let that dog piss and shit all over your place. So, as a host, you cannot allow it. And they claim that individuals with disabilities that need an emotional support animal to piss and shit all over your property and cause thousands of dollars in damage. It's the law. No, it's not the law. It's the law it's your law, it's your rules, it's your guidelines as a host. You have to enforce them.
Yeah, you have to go according to the market. Sure. He is looking for anybody that is people interested in engaging in public policy. Before that, I wanted to make sure that everybody is aware that they are staying up to date with policy, right? I'm still learning about this myself, but when you go on your app, before you even sign up with Airbnb, I think it asks you, do you want to opt in or out for public or for policy updates? And sometimes it's just second nature, it's like, oh, opt in or opt out. So just make sure really quick, if you guys want to go on your app and make sure you're up to date with the policies, because that was something I told them that I would mention. I'm also going to probably post about it just so everybody's aware, because you don't know if you're opted in or out sometimes. And then the second part, if anybody is interested in engaging in public policy, he's looking for a group of people that might be interested to like form like a host like coalition, just to be prepared and proactive whenever we have any upcoming that we're aware of what's going on in case. I don't know if you guys remember a few months ago with Napolitano and the fiasco that he caused, how they wanted to pretty much ban new Airbnbs and short-term rentals. So that didn't work out for him, but it's because we collectively sent in letters, we were proactive, but I feel like because there's not like a set group of people that we really are communicating with, and it's kind of like we're just kind of from all over the place. If anybody is interested, let me know and I'll connect you with Alex. That way we can be prepared for if this ever were to happen again, which I wouldn't be surprised if it worked, because this is Chicago, anything can happen.
That's the question I have. Is this only for Chicago, or because other cities in the suburbs will be each one?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is statewide. He's looking for like regional, and he's looking also like statewide. So it just depends on who or where people are coming from. And he'll know more about this. He's been doing it for like 10 years. So we can at least connect. Like, I know I'm interested, so I'm definitely gonna like move forward with him. And we can see whoever else wants to connect, and we can just at least be proactive and like educated on things that are happening.
I'm interested as well.
So am I.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yes, Alex is gonna love that. Okay.
I messaged you that I'm interested as well.
Oh, amazing. Okay, I was just about to open the chat. Okay, awesome. Was that Kathleen?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Hi, Kathleen. Okay, great. Okay, guys. Did anybody feel like this was helpful at all?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, great. All right. I want us to do more. I want this to be like kind of a routine thing. Just pop in, hang out, say hi, see what works. to like talk it out loud. I know specifically I want to talk about being a nurse, but when I say it out loud, I'm like, hey guys, I haven't given this medication before, and then we'll just talk it out, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, this is what to look out for. Okay, great. And if you are talking out loud, you're asking for help, you're reaching out, that is how you can learn. That is how you move forward. That is how you help yourselves out. Sorry, I don't want to keep. I respect your guys' time. I just wanted to mention that I'm planning another meetup. We're going to be in person. It's going to be in Chicago, and I'll put more details about that later. I'm really excited. I have a lot of plans for us. I have a lot that I want to do. I'm just going to do it. This was super informal, very like casual. I hope that's okay. I usually don't do this. I'm like a hands-on kind of person. This is very new for me, so I appreciate your guys' patience. Does anybody have any questions before we leave?
I got some questions because I'm just trying to get back started again, but it would take too much time. Do anybody mind exchanging numbers with me so I can just kind of talk to people like about a few different things, and like I don't even have the app anymore or anything.
Sarah, I would recommend that you connect with an ambassador. It's free to you. Do you know what an ambassador is? When you go to set up your Airbnb, they'll say,
No.
would you like an ambassador to help you?
Okay.
Yes, I am one actually, and I get paid by Airbnb to do. So you're helping your hosting community by doing that. That's an option.
Okay.
It's free to you.
Okay.
I love that. Thanks so much, Trish. Whoever wants, I'm gonna take a little photo of our little get-togethers. This is our first time. You could even go off camera if you want, but if that's okay, we can take a little photo and I can just have this for us for a little memories. This is my first one. I'm just really excited that we got together. So if you guys are okay with that, I'm gonna just take a little photo. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Cute. I love that. Okay, guys, I'm super excited for the next one. Just stay tuned and let's like continue this online, okay? I'll see you guys on the Facebook group. I hope you guys have a good day. I appreciate you all so much and thank you for being here.
Thanks for organizing.
Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll do that usually.
Holy shit. Oh man, that is one exciting. That is one hell of a. That is one. What an exciting looking congressman. What an exciting and entertaining congressman. What an exciting and entertaining congressman. Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll remove shortly. Dealing with a filthy. Dealing with a trash Airbnb unit at the moment. Dog. Big dog. Not like your little cutesy. Not like your little cutesy. Not like your little cutie. Big dog, not like your little cutie. Big dog, not like your little cutie. Move.
Nick left the property absolutely filthy. Never cleaned up. Dog hair everywhere. Terrible mess. Not welcome back. Nick, you left the place trashed. Thank you very little. Hello, Nick. I am asking. cutie.
Hi, this message is to Airbnb as well as other hosts. Be careful who you let in your apartment because this is what I would consider a trashed rental. I'm gonna ask Airbnb for additional compensation. I mean,
Bro.
acquaintances that have stayed at Airbnb and listening to what their experiences have been gives me a big understanding of some safety things that we need to look at. And, it could be as simple as, hey, put those cleaning supplies behind a child-safe cabinet. Or just how to control, so you don't burn yourself or whatever with the water or hot water or something. I mean, just because I think I like to tailor it to the audience. Or to my host who is coming in. What is their reason for coming in? Are they going to have their grandkids coming over to visit? I live in Chicago, so it's nice in the summer, and I get a lot of Southern people coming to visit. Safety's a big, huge thing, I think, and I love the fact that you brought that up.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I agree. I think, so I see crime literally every day. So I think that's why it's really important for me. People, they could do everything right, but some things still happen. So I have my smart locks, I have my cameras, I make, on the outside of the property, I make sure I disclose that. I disclose it multiple times. It's in my listing, it's in my check-in instructions that just everything is transparent. If you're using the smart locks, you're changing the locks in between every guest, like the codes. And you want to make sure you're up to date with the safety equipment, which I think sometimes is gets forgotten sometimes. So whether that's fire extinguishers or, like what Trish was saying, other products, and then you want to make sure the guests know where this equipment is, and including like themselves out in case of an emergency.
I also, if you have a dog, if you're welcoming pets, I ask to make sure that they're up for the vaccine record.
I'm actually gonna write that down. That's really good.
Dog's gotta be vaccinated and check into an Airbnb.
Not vaccine, although that's a great idea.
Your dog vaccinated, you can't stay here.
With one guest that apparently didn't realize you have to have a potty trained pet, and it was really a horrible experience. So I put they must be potty trained. But I did have one extra thing I wanted to say about the whole safety thing, and it's kind of a little bit out of that realm, but it's still in the realm. Because mine's a single family home, and all the neighbors around know me. I live 12 minutes away by car, so I don't live like next door to acquaintances that have stayed at Airbnb and listened.
Hello, Nick. It's absolutely outrageous, dude. Fucking 1-star bitch ass motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. If you a 1-star guest, you a 1-star guest. If you a 5-star guest, you a 5-star guest. That's the facts. Disgusting.
Hi, this message is to Airbnb as well as other hosts. Be careful who you let in your apartment because this is what I would consider a trashed rental. I'm gonna ask Airbnb for additional compensation. I mean, the place is completely torn up. Oh God, I don't even want to open up that toilet. Look at the sink. Look at what this guy did to the place. Oh my God, black mold everywhere. Just absolutely filthy. Dear God, no. Oh my God. Shit.
Shit stains. Oh
Magus, my Magus. Do you know what Magus means, my friend? It means magician.
Hi, this message is to Airbnb.
Not like you, little cutie. Humans. Humans and their dog. Pig humans.
Hi, this message is to Airbnb as well as other hosts. Be careful who you let in your apartment because this is what I would consider a trashed rental. I'm gonna ask Airbnb for additional compensation. I mean, the place is completely torn up. Oh God, I don't even want to open up that toilet. Look at the sink. Look at what this guy did to the place. Oh my God, black mold everywhere. It's absolutely filthy. Dear God.
I'm even making my trashed Airbnb into, some compensation. Humans and their dog. Oh yeah, this is the walkthrough, unfortunately. However, I have to cancel with you. But I will. And I will have to fully click, but I will save your number. Hi Claudia, FY, this is the walkthrough of the unit. FY, however, I can cancel with you. I need to cancel. But we'll see. Okay, sounds good. Hi Claudia, FY, this is the walkthrough unit. However, I can cancel the app because I need to get straight and I want to fully clean this up today, but I will save your number for next check. What an exciting and entertaining Congressman.
Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, I gotta clean this motherfucker. First, we're gonna read some poetry. Gotta admit, there are some pretty good shorts, but I don't want to clean these shorts. I need a fucking hazmat suit.
This message is to Airbnb as well as other hosts. Be careful who you let in your apartment because this is what I would consider a trashed rental. I'm gonna ask Airbnb for additional compensation. I mean, the place is completely torn up. Oh God, I didn't even want to open up that toilet. Look at the sink. Look at what this guy did to the place. Oh my God, black mold everywhere. It's absolutely filthy. Dear God, no. Oh my God.
I think it's pretty good. It's real.
This poem is called The Cannibals.
For sure, tourism is super different than professional.
I'm trying to find a program so I can share.
Which is why we actually don't allow instant booking for the most part. We always, we look for all sorts of red flags around like weekend bookings, number of people, how many people are there being that.
Experiences have been gives me a big understanding of some sarcasm.
I'll integrate the ecstasy, negate, then shake. This NLP poetry with hypnosis, NLP Congress.com.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is like, we gonna take care of everything.
What do we got going
Sure.
on? It is.
I don't flow. I don't see the issue. I don't see the issue. The Joker said that my favorite Joker, Nick Chuck Miller, said you gotta go with his mom. I said Chuck Miller, you better than I said it.
So Billy, are you sad about being sad about her being dead?
Who?
Diane Keaton.
You know, I usually sit on the time, which was like a good shit. It's a fuck have this, so they can't say shit. That's good.
Oh, sorry, Diesel.
As long as Michael Keaton's still alive.
Oh, that is so rude.
When Michael had Dizzle. When Michael had Dizzle, bro. Goddamn.
Okay, this is Hypnosis Through Poetry, live reading by John. After I complete this hypnosis session, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to start cleaning up this Airbnb unit. This guy trash. First things I've got to do is take the garbage out. And then after that, wipe down countertops. And then after that, vacuum. And then after that, I've got to do the linens as well. Linens will probably be the next step. Anyways, here we go. This is going to be poetry read by John. Hope you enjoy. Been doing an Airbnb training seminar. A lot of the best work starts in the beginning by weeding out problem guests that you don't want staying at your property. It's been my experience that the host is really what makes it a successful stay. The guest needs to be conditioned in the very beginning with your expectations as a guest. If not, they will exceed your disexpectations, or how would I frame it that way? Your don't look for compensation afterwards. This is a learning lesson. One, that's why I say if the property doesn't burn down, you can live to fight another day. And anyways, let's get this poetry jam session started. Thanks for being here, everybody. Maybe we should restart the lives. Let's do that.